The largest city among the three Baltic countries, the capital of Latvia, is home to 1/3 of the country's population. As a former member of the medieval Hanseatic League in a region that has been under the influence of the Swedish, Polish, Russian Empire, Soviet, and Nazi forces, Riga emits a youthful vitality that is seen in its dynamic nightlife, chic eateries, and blossoming alternative sector. When visiting Riga, you can expect a beautiful medieval old town with cobblestone streets, a wealth of history, and delectable cuisine. The best thing, though, is that there are fewer tourists here than in many capitals of Western Europe because it hasn't yet attracted everyone's attention. There are so many things to do in Riga, and we have personally experienced its high points. Number 1. Old Town. One of the best things to do in Riga is to stroll through the Old Town. Keep an eye out for the different architectural styles, as the Old Town has cobblestone walkways, cafes, restaurants, and historic homes that can be explored on foot for hours. You can see a lot of the traditional architecture from that time period, demonstrating that Riga was a member of the Hanseatic League, the Cat H. We encourage you to visit the Swedish Gate in addition to the Cat House because, according to legend, it was first built during the time when bringing goods into the city required payment of taxes. To avoid paying those taxes, a wise merchant decided to build a gate across his residence. The cats have become so well known around the city that they are now considered one of Riga's icons and are even depicted on trinkets. The actual story is a little more credible, and the gate that previously connected the town to the barracks outside the city walls is today a popular tourist destination in Riga that you should check out. Number 2. Town Hall Square. It is incredible to think that the Town Hall Square in Riga and the House of the Blackheads, which are visible from the square, are just a few decades ago. The plaza is stunning and the reconstruction is flawless. It is fit for a capital. The Soviet building from the 1970s that once served as the Occupation Museum stands out like a sore thumb next to the House of the Blackheads. Historic German cities are known for the Roland statue, which depicts a mythological knight and represents the city's medieval privileges. Keep a lookout for the Brotherhood of Blackheads location, which is designated by a little stone marker in the ground. The creation of what is said to be the first decorated Christmas tree ever took place in 1510. Number 3. House of the Blackheads. The House of the Blackheads Museum should be your only museum trip while in Riga. It is one of the city's most well-known attractions and is located next to St. Peter's Church. The Brotherhood of the Blackheads built it in 1334 for gatherings and celebrations. If you go to Latvia and Estonia, you'll constantly hearing about this guild. The Brotherhood of the Blackheads was an organization made up primarily of German immigrants who banded together to trade rare commodities while defending their ships and caravans from threats they accumulated. Based on the written documents, which include the house rules stating that no one is allowed to leave until all the booze is gone, the parties at the House of the Blackheads in Riga to have talks and to celebrate must have been crazy. The Brotherhood of the Blackheads erected the first Christmas tree, and both Riga and Tallinn claim to have this tree in their own cities. This debate is unlikely to ever be settled. The Christmas tree on Town Hall Square, which stands in front of the residence of the Blackheads, should not be missed. The House of the Blackheads was bombed by Germany during World War II, and the Soviets later destroyed what was left of the structure. Fortunately, the basement was almost entirely underground and unharmed. As a result, you can see the contrast between the basement's medieval architecture and the building's more modern upper floors during your visit if you go in December. Number 4. Freedom Monument. This somber memorial east of the Old Town recalls the Latvian freedom warriors who gave their lives from 1918 to 1920 protecting the nation from Soviet invaders. A copper sculpture of liberty holding 3 golden stars is the top feature of the Independence Monument, which is 42 meters high and built of red granite and travertine. This Monument 13 series of releases featuring national heroes' allegories remains the center of the city's official memory ceremonies. As you get closer to the base, you can see representations of Latvian culture and key historical occurrences such as the Russian Revolution of 1905 and the Fight of Independence. The Freedom Monument, one of Riga's most notable structures, symbolizes the country's freedom as its name suggests. Independence for Latvia after a long struggle for independence is surely a cause for celebration. The honorary soldier protecting this granite monument symbolizes that effort. Number 5. The Riga Cathedral. Since it was first built at the beginning of the 13th century along the right bank of the Daugava River, the Dome Cathedral, a well-known landmark in Riga, has served as the house of the Archbishop of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Latvia. One of the oldest parts of the cathedral, the charming Romanesque cloister, exhibits an earlier architecture. The cathedral has a cockerel on top of its spire that, like all the churches in Old Town, weighs 86 kilograms and serves as a weather indicator. In the 16th century, the dome pipe organ inside was the largest in the world, but it was destroyed in a fire in 1547. At the beginning of the 1880s, the walker or go-about business was fitted with the modern instruments, 67 to 18 pipes, and it has a stunning box made of carved oak. Number 6. Bastion Park. The parks around the Freedom Monument span the former moat. This hill, Bastion Hill, served as the site of the Riga's eastern defenses up to 1856. During the 19th century, a majestic promenade, gaslights, statues, formal flower beds, and a man-made waterfall were all constructed on the hill. From the hilltop, watch the sunset while wandering past the canal to witness the duck swans and beavers. The Lafayette National Opera and the University of Lafayette, two magnificent buildings that border the park, all contribute to the ceremonial ambience. Number 7. St. Peter's Cathedral. We recommend the view from St. Peter's Church to anyone who inquires about what to see in Riga. The church's tower has an elevator that will take you to the top where you can see the entire city. You will undoubtedly get a sense of how the city is laid out because the building is more than 130 meters high. You can see Old Town sprawling out before you. One of the best times to travel is just before sunset. While you're here, be sure to check out St. Peter's Church's interior. Although only a few of the church's original 1209 pillars and walls still stand today, it continues to rank among Riga's oldest structures. Looking down tangled cobblestone streets, you can easily see the limits of the city center from here for the soft light of the golden hour. Number 8. The Ballet and Opera of Latvia. The Latvian National Opera, which was founded in the same way in 1912 but did not present its first performance until 1919 when Wagner's Flying Dutchman was presented, is older than the Latvian National Opera and Ballet, a neoclassical theater from 1863 best enjoyed when the auditorium fills up for evening performances. The lavish interiors were designed by August Fall's studio, which also produced the Roland statue and the allegorical sculptures. It's interesting to note that for a brief period in the late 1830s, Wagner served as the music director of the Deutsches Theater, the forerunner of the National Opera. Number 9. Cathedral of the Nativity of Christ. The Nativity of Christ Cathedral is the largest cathedral in the entire Baltic region. If you leave Old Town and head north past the Freedom Monument with its golden domes, you may have already seen it from the top of St. Peter's. However, keep in mind that taking pictures inside is not allowed. The cathedral was closed as bells and crucifixes were destroyed and the roof was replaced. Number 10. The Cat House. A building with medieval characteristics that can be seen from the outside is called the Cat House and Art Nouveau residence. As you move through Old Town, you will notice that it was built by Friedrich Scheffel for a wealthy Latvian businessman, and that the copper cats perched atop the corner turrets are what gave it its name. According to legend, the owner of the cats, a Latvian, made the cats with their backs turned toward the house of the Great Guild in Riga out of resentment for being denied entry into the primarily German Great Guild. Alright everyone, this is it for now. Thanks for watching and don't forget to like, share and subscribe and see you with the next travel video.